Hi guys, so this is another little vlog here, and in this one we're going to explain basically what me and Michael did, was it last Wednesday? I think it was, last Wednesday on our day off. Basically we knew we had to do it eventually and the day off came at more or less the perfect time, but we had a general idea as to what we want our music video to be about in terms of setting and the narrative side of it. But obviously we hadn't selected anywhere in particular we were definitely going to film in because we didn't know. Well, we didn't know about it basically. So on the Wednesday, me and Michael live in Newbury anyway. So we decided to have a walk around the outskirts of Newbury to look at different places that we could possibly use for our filming. And it was about, I'd say around 8-mile walk overall. Wasn't it about? And we took the dog, so it was fun. But we did take a few pictures on my phone, which I'll probably put up over the screen here. If not, they'll probably be down below in the blog somewhere.
So what we wanted to do is just like walk you through what we did on the day and like the sequence of locations where we're going to film that we checked out. And first of all, obviously, we did it in order just to make the journey easier. So we went to, first of all, the house that we were going to film in, where the character or the protagonist might find something to loot, goes into loot and stuff. But on the way we found this field with a shack in it, and because of the nature of the field and obviously the shack, it was very good for like a backup option, because we already saw on Google Maps before this.
Yeah.
Like we went on and seen different sites that would be good to film in, and obviously we knew about Newbury as well, so we sort of knew roughly where we're going to film. So we thought that could be quite a good backup to the first option that we went to check out later, and that is still a backup option that we can use, as you can see.
I think after that, we saw the film on the way. Then we did go to the actual house, and but right next to this old crumbly house with holes in the roof, there was actually a even worse looking house right next to it. There was just a few. It was basically rubble, but you could still tell it used to be a house, or it used to be some form of building. And we took a few pictures in there as well. We didn't realise it was there at first because you can't really tell what it is from Google Maps and such, because it's behind the trees on the main road. But when we went to actually go have a look, it looks like an ideal kind of place that you'd expect to see in the stereotypical post-apocalyptic world. There was bricks all over the floor and rubbish and stuff like that. But so yeah, that would be quite a good place to have our character go and, I'd like to say, go and looting some stuff, because the actual building, the one that's still standing, is there's no way inside, and it would be really ridiculously dangerous to get inside of it anyway, because it looks like it's going to fall down any second. But we can still use some shots of him walking in front of it or something like that, and then have and then have him go into the completely crumbled building to look for anything left over, which would create a nice effect of the whole end of the world idea.
Yeah. And then so I had an idea after that of basically when we were trying to get ideas of where to film in the fields, because the fields is going to be quite a large part of where we're filming, because of the fact that it's a large desolate area essentially where we have our character walking, and because we wanted it in a certain sort of way. We didn't want it to have like loads of crops obviously, so we wanted this sort of muddy, barren sort of look, and I knew a place where they normally have most, but there was a lot around Newbury obviously, but there's quite a place where a deserted road that we could use, where there's really a lot of them. So I went down there to check them out, and as you can see from these photos on the screen now, these fields are going to be very good to film in. Again, we had to make sure when we were choosing them about the backdrop as well, so literally we have to imagine ourselves, especially when we're taking the photos, of literally what would be in the background, because obviously if you have a car driving around in the background, it kind of ruins the idea of being the last one alive.
Mm-hmm.
So
So yeah, we came across quite a few fields. There were different types. There was muddy ones, there was grassy ones and such. But I think there was one in particular that we passed that was just past a farming area, and the field itself is really large. It's the largest type of that field, that type of field there was, and it just been upturned by the farmers, so all the mud was out and there were pieces of straw. So it looked like the kind of field we were going for anyway. But as the field was so large, and even behind when that field ended, there were just more fields or trees. You couldn't actually see any sign of humanity in the distance, and so that field in particular, we think would work really well, because then there's little to no chance of anything getting in the way, unless a tractor drives by. But I doubt that'll happen. We won't be in the field if there's a tractor, obviously. So yeah, we like that field a lot, but we do have some backups as well, just in case.
Yeah, there are quite a few backups of them, and obviously they're quite easy to find, really.
Yeah.
But it's just that one, due to the area and the backdrop, etc., seemed the perfect setting for it for me. And so after that, then we really, because of the simplicity of our music video idea, or our basic idea anyway, the locations, I mean, this will be added to, obviously, I mean, or most likely. So this isn't an exact list, but this is the initial ideas, really. Because we didn't have a very complex narrative, we only have a few different settings, and so we only had like the fields, the shack, and then the house that we have the loot for, and then as the first choice opposed to the shack, we had a pillbox that we wanted to use, because obviously in Newbury there's quite a lot of pillboxes. There's about 3 or 4, I think, and we knew where there was one, and we thought it would be absolutely perfect for the protagonist to find and then try and sleep in. I mean, not only because of the images it brings you of like shelter, like a refuge, for example, also the fact that he's literally trying to get shelter. I mean, that's just the perfect image of like a a barrier almost, that the protagonist will try and hide from, which we think was perfect instead of just a shack.
Yeah.
So yeah, we went and went to the place where we knew there was one, but there was one before it, wasn't there?
Oh, there was one covered in trees that we didn't know about.
Yeah. So we looked at that one. It seemed just a general empty little section, as you can see, that we thought would be perfect for the protagonist just to sleep in. I mean, it's a very simple idea, but I think you can see from this shot, I think the shot where we were in the pillbox looking out at the sky, we had an initial idea of a shot where the protagonist's match or candle, whatever it is, burns out while he's looking at the sky, and we thought with the position of the hole to get in, door to get in, whatever, it would be perfect for that. So the first one was actually pretty good, and also if the second one didn't materialise for whatever reason, that one's a good backup as well.
I mean, the first one itself is it's in between 2 fields, so even if we do get shots of the outside or anything, again, there's not likely to be any interruption from any signs of humanity, like I said earlier.
We're filming it at night as well, anyway.
Yeah,
so it probably wouldn't be, but just in case.
Just in case. Other than that,
well, the second pillbox.
oh well, the second pillbox was just about 200 meters down from the first one. It wasn't as covered by fern or bush, but it was right next to large trees, and behind the trees are a house, but you can't really see the house behind the trees, especially from the angles we plan to shoot from anyway. This one is slightly out in the open, slightly more out in the open, and it's easier to access, especially for us, because the first one there were all these nettles and such, we could get in the way of the tripod, etc. But yeah, the second one, I don't know, it's similar on the inside, it's similar on the outside in terms of the structure.
There's a couple of boards in it as well, isn't there?
There's a couple of boards.
Simple things that we could use for the protagonist to lie on,
sleep on or whatever. kind of going off what Michael said earlier about the match, there is one particular lyric about in the song about a flame dying out, and we thought it would be quite good to have that shot where he's looking out into the sky and he has the match, or maybe even just a close up of the match, and then when this lyric comes on about how the flame dies, we could literally have the wind blowing out the match, and that would be quite a cool effect. And obviously it links the lyrics in that way. And being in the pillbox, being in the little hut or whatever it is it may be, kind of just increases on the whole idea of the light going out and being surrounded by darkness, especially if we shoot it at night time, which we more or less most likely will.
Yeah. I mean, like, in terms of the filming, it was important for us to have the fields in a section where you couldn't see any like cars, etc. in the backdrop, because of the fact that when we're filming the fields, it most likely will be in the early evening, etc. So where you do get a bit of light, but then the other locations, such as Luton, we're going to have that at night.
Yeah.
So that was quite important for us to have in mind when we're talking about that setting. So that's it for this initial vlog of settings. We might have another little post or something describing any changes to the settings, etc. But for this, I think in the terms of the way we plan the narrative, these seem to fit really well. There's a flow in terms of the video, but we'll see. So we'll see you in the next vlog if there is one.